And finally, he gets frustrated, commits the foul on the fourth. The UDC's Tim Stanfill went to work and scored on that jam. Next time down, they'll set up an alley-oop. This guy's named Snowplow. Alley-oop to Stanfill. UDC wins 85-64.
Let's go to UDC. First half of the game, UDC in goal. Antonio Harris will miss from three-point range. Richard McLean is there with a follow-up. Firebirds play an exciting basketball. Daryl Wilson had a great move. Man, I wish this shot would have gone in. Daryl Wilson's shot won't go, but on the rebound comes Tim Stanfill. Used to play Juan Jones. Juan Jones, we need him alive at lunchtime, you know what I mean? Second half of the game, Virginia State takes the lead. Daryl Wilson had it stolen. Mike Wingard goes in. Virginia State actually led by 61-60. Then Daryl Wilson with a nice steal. Wilson will go all the way and say, I'm going to be on the highlights. I will jam it. Thank you. UDC Firebirds, 88-77. 15th straight win, left them dancing in the aisle.
6'8" inches above the rim for UDC. Antonio Harris comes up with a steal for UDC. He'll start the break, then dish to Anthony Wilson with a nice reverse as UDC goes on to win by 11.
Antonio Harris and Tim Stanfill tonight. Stanfill scores here on a pass from Harris. And at the other end, meanwhile, Harris comes up with a steal and finds right there, and finds Stanfill again. Here's two more of Stanfill's 20 points on the night. It was a great combination, almost as good as Ken Jenkins and his newfound friend here who wanted to get on TV. Here goes the Tim Stanfill show again. Missed shot. He's there to follow it up. UDC builds that lead. Virginia State stayed close most of the game tonight. Nice double clutch here. Keeps them within 7, but they just couldn't get close. Richard McLean gets into the scoring act for UDC. They blow past Virginia State 88-77. They are now 22-4 on the year.
15-game winning streak. The Firebirds have set their sights now on a Division II national championship. For more on the Firebirds, let's go to UDC with Todd Whitthorne.
The first thing that you need to know about the UDC Firebirds is that they can fly. Not only can they jump, but they love to jump. And their high wire act is not just limited to the pregame warm-ups. Last night against Virginia State, it seemed that UDC spent as much time above the rim as below it. The ringleader of this aerial circus is sophomore forward Tim Stanfill, and he admits he's disappointed the Firebirds don't attract more attention.
Everybody looks at Division I. We don't get no publicity. We're Division II, but I just want somebody to tell me why everybody's high on Division I. I mean, I think the players who don't make it to Division I come to Division II. So it's still spectacular basketball, either which way you look at it. So I don't understand why we don't get the publicity that we really should.
Now, when Stanfill and company aren't ramming and jamming, sophomore guard Antonio Harris is content to sit back and can the three-pointers. He finished last night with 29 points, most of which came from long range.
Well, I guess sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm not. You know, a lot of people on the team can shoot the three-pointer. Tonight, I guess, was my night, and I was hitting it.
Despite the Firebirds' powerful offense, Virginia State still had a chance to win this game. The Trojans took the lead halfway through the second half and looked to be in pretty good shape. But UDC kept its poise, worked hard on defense and on offense, and pulled away to beat Virginia State by a final of 88-77.
As you saw, this was a very hard-fought game for the Firebirds, but the effort was worth it. It extended their winning streak to 15 games.
We feel real good, but we can't be lax too much. Otherwise, you know, we get snagged. We have to play hard. We just have to keep rolling. You know, otherwise, you know, we'll lose.
Oh, as a team, we play very well. You know, we get down on each other sometimes, but you know, on the court, you know, it's like a family. We just play together very hard. That's all. We just go out there and play together.
As a team, the Firebirds are young, only one senior and no juniors. But Coach Will Jones is extremely confident about their potential.
Well, I think that this basketball team can be a very, very good basketball team and naturally get a shot at winning the national championship. They told me in the beginning of the year when I called them rookies that, hey, these rookies going to win it for you. Not in my wildest imagination did I think that they would learn how to play on the road and against certain competition like they have. These youngsters won 13 on the road, and that is a tremendous record. They learn how to play. The games we lost, they were up by 7 and 8 and just lost it. They didn't make the free throws. They didn't move the basketball in the right place at the right time. But that has all come to fold now, and I think that that's going to help them more than anything, being able to win most of those games on the road.
With a 15-game winning streak and a 22-4 record, the UDC Firebirds are beginning to attract the attention that they deserve. Todd Whitthorne, Channel 4 Sports.
Will Jones is the coach of UDC. He's been the equipment manager at UDC. He's the sports information director at UDC. He's the statistician at UDC. He is a walking one-man publicity campaign. I salute the Firebirds. To all of you who don't like Will Jones, you just don't understand the man. I'm dead serious. So many people, because you know what it is? Will look you in the eye and say, I don't like you. And then people go out and say, oh, I don't like Will Jones. This guy I think is refreshing. He's good. He's been here forever. He does it all. He even washes uniforms sometimes.
Well, when his 7-foot center graduated, they buried his team, and look where they are now, 22-4. Remarkable.
But for the Firebird players, it's a chance to duplicate the accomplishment of the 82-83 year, which, of course, is to win a national championship.
We got 5 more games. If we can win 5 games, we'll be the national champions. You know, if not, you lose one, you're out. So now it's like a new season.
Last year, we had problems because we were 16-8. So, you know, this year it's a change of pace because we started winning and everything was kicking for us. So it's no doubt in my mind or really anybody else's mind that we should have made it, you know, the tournament.
I think they have very good talent and they have a lot of ability, obviously. They just gelled, and sometimes that happens with a team, sometimes it doesn't.
Here's the backboard.
This all started last week when we went out to talk to the players and coaches of UDC. The Firebirds. They're given an NCAA Division II berth, a bid in the tournament. That alone is a story. While we were out there, we were told that Tim Stanfield can jump so high that he can kick a backboard. 10 feet up now. Here's proof. Take a look. Now that's impressive stuff. This backboard is 10 feet up. So he's got to get that high and more. Now watch the stretch on this guy's leg, and look how high his head is. Oh, yeah, every day. The players were saying, do it with 2 feet. They want to save the guy for the tournament.
You know, UDC won this title back in 1981. Will Jones is a man who is confident. His squad is already 3-0. For more on the Firebirds, here's Todd Whitthorne at UDC.
Go. Got your tape on? Let's get everything we got out there. He said 1, 2, 3.
The UDC Firebirds are off and running this year. They're already 3-0, and with 10 players returning from last year's 24-6 squad, there's no telling how good this team could be. These Firebirds have the potential to be great. They can run, they can score, and they can jump. And when I say jump, I mean jump. Take, for instance, Tim Stanfield, who can actually kick the bottom of the backboard. He's the type of athlete that fits perfectly into the system of Firebirds coach Will Jones.
I try very hard to run my systems close to the type of kids that I would like. And I would like a bunch of greyhounds, all about 7 feet, that can run and jump and put it in the basket at a rapid pace.
Make no mistake, the Firebirds love to run. Their upbeat, pressure style of basketball is fun to watch and very effective. Even though they're a Division II team, the Firebirds don't like taking a back seat when it comes to local interest.
I think if people just come out and see UDC, you know, it's obvious that we are just as good a team as Georgetown and Maryland, if not better. They just have to come out and give us the opportunity to show them.
Most of the polls have UDC ranked in the top 3 nationally, and many have pegged the Firebirds to win the Division II national championship. The players tend to agree.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, everybody knows their role. We play together, and when we start clicking, hey, that's it. Nobody can stop it.
From Timmy Stanfield drove the lane, 71-50. The Firebirds were up at that point. Again, did a lot driving the baseline for 2. This made it 75-59 UDC. Central cut it to 9. But the Timmy Stanfield alley-oop slam stopped that rally. UDC beats North Carolina Central 84-74. That leaves only Brigham Young, the only undefeated college basketball team in the country.
Home against St. Paul's. Frank Herzog is here to tell us how the Firebirds fared.
Well, remember, they played #1 the other night and beat them. One thing was sure, Will Jones would not put up with any letdown tonight. So UDC cranked it out, went out to entertain the fans. In this case, couple of kids and mom just out for a relaxing night, a little fast break basketball. The opponent was St. Paul's, and they jumped to an early lead. Lawrence Walden with a spin move there. But everything they did saw UDC come up with an answer. Darrell Wilson stops a shot, and then the feed to Antonio Harris winds up with Richard McLean on the dunk. Firebirds lead by 6. And then late in the first half, UDC starts to build another lead. This time, Wilson finds Stanfield for the jam, and the lead is 15 points in the intermission. St. Paul tried to stage a couple of rallies in the second half, but each time someone like Tim Stanfill would come up with a shot that had stopped the run. UDC wins at 92-80 to up their win streak to 11 straight games.
An eligible player, a move that virtually destroys any chance of postseason play. Nevertheless, they went out and crushed Hampton tonight, 90-71. They played it at the Physical Activities Center. The Birds are in the gold uniforms. First half, Lyndon D. Ballot with a steal, and in transition fires to Stanfill, Daryl Wilson, and they led 17-13. And now it's Wilson who returns the favor to Stanfill. UDC led 39-29 at the break. The Wilson-Stanfill show continued second half. Off the Hampton miss, rebound, full court heave to a tremendous over-the-shoulder, no-look pass. Wilson to Stanfill. That iced it for the Birds, 90-71. And for D. Ballot, the lone senior on the squad, the realization of no postseason play, kind of tough to take.
It's kind of rough, man. It's just a bad luck situation happened to us, and that's part of life. Bad breaks and worst thing you do with something. You got to take it like, man, you got to suck it up. That's all.
I don't think that they're going to give up. I don't think they're going to lay down for anybody. I don't know. I think that the hurt will come after the entire thing is over.
They'd be 22-4 without the forfeit.
Guy that has the ability to do the 360s and the Tomahawks is going to do the 360s and the Tomahawks. But, well, under certain guidelines. Let me explain to you. UDC basketball player Tim Stanfill has made the highlights here a couple of times on News 4. Well, he got in trouble for doing what he loves to do best, that is the slam dunk of basketball. As a result, he was suspended for 2 games by the UDC athletic department. To explain the story, let me show you in picture form what's going on. Tim Stanfill, you may recall a couple of years ago, we showed you from UDC, who can kick the bottom of a backboard. Now, as you know, folks, to be able to do that, you know he's going to be able to fly and jam, right? Well, as a member of a college team, you cannot compete in other organized competitions other than your college. Well, he did last week at the Cap Center. As a result, he got himself in a little bit of... But he will be back in competition. He'll be back in competition for the UDC Firebirds. Especially
like somebody this week. Each Tuesday, we feature a local hero, an unsung individual who needs to be recognized. This week's hero proves anyone can do anything at any time. Mark Lima has the story of Tim
There's
Stanfill.
Nothing ordinary about Tim Stanfill. He is 6'6". He scores over 20 points a game for the University of D.C. He is 26 years old and already has 2 kids. The former Petersburg High standout is a college senior who went from a job dunking donuts to dunking basketballs at school. It's all thanks to one man, former coach Will Jones.
He gave me my chance. It took me 4 years to get to school. I washed dishes, made hamburgers, mop floors and everything like that, and it was just tough for me.
But Stanfill helped himself by earning MVP honors in a prestigious Washington Summer League. Born in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball, Stanfill got his rebirth through the sport and now is trying to act as a role model for his younger teammates.
I take full responsibility on the court, off the court. I'm a role model for little kids. I'm a big brother. I'm a youth at-risk program, working with kids that delinquent and everything. And I think if they don't give up, they should make it. They should be in the same role as I am.
That role now is team leader, leading scorer, potential pro player, and eternal optimist.
It's always a step up. The next step is the NBA. If I don't get a chance of that, I don't have no problem with that. I get my degree, work 9 to 5. I have no problems with not making the NBA, but I have a good chance.
And making the most of a good chance would be nothing new for Tim Stanfill. In Petersburg, Mark Lima, Eyewitness Sports.
Well, that is a great story. Once again, we want to thank all of you who have let us know about some local heroes. We're working to get each and every one on